Hey, good morning. How are you? 11, just 11 o'clock down here, 12 o'clock up there. Getting ready for some football. Watch the Giants play I guess this afternoon. It's around 3, I think it's a 3:30 or 4:30 game. Should be sad. It's not a real great weekend for football. There's not an outstanding game I would point to that's outstanding, but it's listen, if you like football, some of those games turn into that you don't think are going to be good turn into great games. That's just the way football is. That's why I like it. Okay, I don't have a lot to go over this morning. I just really it doesn't seem like anybody did much yesterday. Trump is becoming more insulting, and apparently people are believing that he's becoming more disillusioned and or disassociated with reality, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, look, since the 2020 election, last 4 years, he sat down and said to everybody, it was fixed, I won that election. And he didn't win that election. It's been proven over and over and over and over again, but he refuses to accept that. Now, he's told that lie so many times that now he actually believes it to be the absolute truth. And he's just basically floating around in Disneyland, in a Disneyland park or he's jumped out of a plane at 50,000 feet out a parachute, if you know what I'm saying. That's the way he is. And it's dangerous. And people that are close to him, his associates, are starting to get worried. They don't think this is an act for sympathy, or that he's actually knows exactly what he's saying anymore, and that, I think he knows what he's saying. I think he just doesn't give a shit. I think his inhibitions are gone, When you say you want American Air Force planes circling your rallies and whatnot, and your voting places armed with missiles, hey people, there's something wrong with you. Get a checkup from the neck up, if you know what I mean. Listen, I'm not sure how I'm going today. I've been having some issues this morning, but we'll try and get through it. See what happens. But I haven't seen anything really outstanding in the Trump field. That this is really horrible. This is everything he does is horrible. I guess I've reached a point where I find just about anything that comes out of a man's mouth to be a horrible, horrible, either proclamation or what. Biden gave $600 million more to Florida. And now Trump and Vance are claiming now that Venezuelan gangs have invaded Aurora, Colorado. That I'll have to look up and see what I can find out. I doubt it. That's a little too far north for them. They don't have the technology or the availability to fit in or to operate any kind of illegal operation in that part of the world, because they'll just stick out too much. Let's see. SpaceX launched a mega starship. One dead, 9 injured in a shooting near Nashville. 16-year-old girl's head and hands. Wow. 16-year-old girl's head and hands found in a freezer. There are some seriously fucked up people out there. Really. I mean, There's not a reason in the world I could think of for doing that. Seriously. Not a, you know, unless you're a cannibal or something. I can't really, no, I'm sorry. People are concerned with non-citizen voting. Well, technically speaking, I'm a non-citizen, the fact that I don't live in the United States anymore. But I maintain everything, all my issues, and I get my Social Security check and everything, you know. And I'm very involved, trying to stay very involved in issues on a national level, because if I put a video up on a local level, nobody's going to see it, you know. And it's very difficult for me to get inside information now that I don't live in Parsippany or New Jersey at all, you know, so very difficult for me to come up with information there. I'm not paying for it. I distrust anything, any news agency that makes me pay for the information. I just completely distrust them, you know. It's one thing to pay for a cable service, it's another thing to pay for excuse me, a news service and expect them to tell you the truth, you know. Disney World in Orlando finally opened. Yeah, I read that. They opened and there was a price increase. Coinciding with a price increase. That's kind of stupid, dumb, and everything else you could possibly think of. Wholesale inflation remained cool last month. And California Senate passed a bill aimed at preventing gas price spikes, which is what happens when the drillers raise their prices, the countries or whatever, they raise their prices. It goes to, before it can get to the refinery, the price is already raised at the pump. So you're paying more money. It's just how they make record profits. They're making more money on every gallon of gas they sell that's still in the tanks and everything. They get a huge increase in that, you know. That's just the way it is. It's been that way as far as I know. Do I agree with it? No. Trump's making a little gain. Harris is kind of not in the news cycle. I mean, you hear his name, but you don't hear her name on everybody's breath. And they think they're doing a job. And you know, he thinks they're doing a job with for Harris by printing all the negative Trump news. The point is, you're putting Trump in the news more than you are Harris. That's not necessarily good, because negative news can be good, because his name's out there, Harris's name isn't. And there are people that don't know anything about Harris, okay? Seriously. That's just, you know, I think that's a mistake, you know, because it's I forget who said it. Any publicity is good publicity. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's what's seems to be going on, you know. Okay, I don't see anything else that we could really talk about. Talk about Lucy. Lucy's a little strange this morning, because I had to sleep with my door closed, which I don't really like either. But I had company. We had company in the apartment last night, and my wife asked me to close the door. And she did it actually for my benefit, because her son plays in an orchestra, and he was in concert something like 3 hours away from here. And he does that. You know, he's not a regular in the orchestra, but he's good. He knows what he's doing. So does his kid, Hattie. Hattie knows what he's doing too. Hattie, you got to see the studio. If I can figure out a way to get it and a picture into this video to show you, I will. You know, because it's oops, there went the microphone. Everybody okay? All right. I forgot what I was saying, but anyhow, my grandson is he's cool. He's a junior tennis champion in Colombia. Hasn't played any. I don't think he's played any international competitions yet. I don't know whether he's looking to either. I mean, I think he likes the training aspect. I think that's where his friends lie, you know. Because he doesn't live in an area that's full of kids his age and everything, so he's kind of a quiet guy. But when you get to know him, he's pretty cool. He reminds me a lot of my older brother, who was sort of the same way. And when you got to know him, you really liked him. He just had to put up with the fact that he was smarter than you, you know. And I don't know whether he's just has no interest in the game of chess, or he's just really bad at it. But he can't beat me in chess, and he's the only person I can play that I can beat on a regular basis, so that's cool. I'm not real fond of the game of chess. It takes too long. It's easy to gain an advantage in that, you know. Anyhow, what did I do? Okay. Not much I can say, but I love my grandkids. You know, Hattie's the first one, and I like, you know, I like hanging out with him because he's the oldest one. He's a cool kid to talk to, you know. And I've known him since he was in diapers. We've sat and had conversations since he was in diapers. And it's just, you know, he listens to me, which is something not a lot of people like to do, you know. Maybe once or twice, but after that they realize I'm boring, you know. You guys all know I'm boring if you're listening to me. I don't know if a lot of people started to see these videos. I don't know whether they're actually playing them and listening to them. Almost 160 people watched it last month. I don't know how many came back for a second dose. I think they look at the descriptions and decide whether it's worthwhile watching, you know. This one's going to be a weird description. You know, I'm an example of a person that needs a dog. I am basically lazy. I don't like to walk. So having a dog gets me out of the house 3 times a day for some kind of walk. A short walk here is better than a long walk in America. First of all, the air is thinner, and I'm walking up the side of a mountain. You know, I forget the exact degree of incline, but it's pretty damn good. I'll have to figure out how to figure that out again. I forgot how to do that. I think that's geometry. Anyhow, you can tell it's a slow morning. You look at it. You look at the stories that are available for YouTube, and there's really nothing there. You know, and that's a sad thing. See, now's when the time you should start. If you really hate Trump and you want to do something for Kamala, now's the time you should be doing something for Kamala. You should be putting up some sort of articles or something that tell you who she is and what she wants to do. You know, I still haven't been able to find an article that sort of explains what some of her policies are. That I know she's done it in interviews and whatnot, but I have trouble watching interviews because they're boring. You know, there's a whole lot of bullshit before you get to the facts. When they're an article, I have the ability to speed read, so I can read the article and pick out the actual facts I want to read about. You know, so That's something, anyhow. Oh, thank God we made 15 minutes already. Wow. I don't know what the description of this video is going to be, but listen, hey, it's football Sunday. I'm going to go watch a lot of football and see. I hope I feel better, but we'll see what happens. Anyhow, everybody take care. I'll talk to you later.